Welcome to the Monday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Monday morning. Today, been needless to say, like the stuff that I've been reading here is we're gonna have some heavy topics today. Okay, let's just say at that. Welcome, welcome. How's it going, the guy in the back of the room? I see you. I see you. Cheeto and Ray, doing the usual morning Pilates, of course. The morning dab Pilates. Should I call it dab Pilates? Should I say that they're not Pilates. They're like dabilates. I'll call them dabilates. All right. We got our usual 10. Someone suggested to do like five each, 5 on one side and 5 on the other. It's possible. We can try that. Yes, please balance your dabs. Yeah. We gotta do we gotta make sure that we do proper workout or proper Pilates dabilati deployment. Okay, so we're gonna do 5 each, and that's how we're gonna start our Monday morning. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5, and then we got 1, 2. Wait, hold on. 3. I guess I should do it like this. 3. 4. 5. Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of hard to like move around here, but you know what? We'll do one more just for just to make sure we get this right. Yeah. Hey KTS, how's it going? Balanced, perfectly balanced, as everything should be. So somebody posted a few interesting articles here, so we're gonna start taking some of them here. In fact, I believe this one is yours, Cheeto Ray. I think it's warranted at this point to talk about this. Let me bring that up. Hey, Go Pastek. How's it going? Morning. We touched a little bit briefly a little bit on some of these things. Started my day with good news, so I guess it's okay. That's good. Hey, that's good. That's awesome. That's awesome. A couple of climate change articles. Sure to be some molding. Okay. Yeah, shout out Hey Darknet, how's it going? That's interesting. Oh, okay, there you go. Darknet got it. I thought VIPs can do that, but I guess not. That's fine. Everybody go follow Go Pastek. Don't worry, I'm still working on the Discord in my head. Okay, so I guess we'll start with some of the more I guess I should say lighter news, lighter topics. Don't worry. Yeah, no, I've been seeing what I can think about in the back of my head, and I have a feeling, Go Past Deck, Dan Simpson might have a role to play. So I'm still gathering some of the stuff, some of the ideas in my head, but I haven't forgotten about that. Okay, so we're gonna try to go through some of the lighter topics here. There are a few topics that I want to talk about today that are a little bit on the heavier side. So let's just start with the lighter ones here. I would also like to thank a couple of offline follows. Miss Strange Love, thank you for the follow. And also thank you to Dan Simpson and Bleep Blop Ben's community for hanging out with us on Saturday Catterday as usual. Ben's community, Dan's community are incredibly fantastic people, and I appreciate them hanging out with us. So please, thank you, Dan Simpson, for first of all having me on your show, and second of all, for bringing your wonderful community over, and Bleep Blop Ben as well. Yeah, I think that even though you have a VIP, it doesn't let you do it. Let me try. Yeah, I think VIP still can't do that. Shout out command. Come on. Come on. There we go. Yes, feminist underscore critique is good too. I think I got it right. Ooh, rip. I think hold on. Did I do this right? Hold on, folks. I'm pretty sure I had this right. What? I think it's all together. No, you didn't write it badly. It's just all together. Here you go. Okay, come on. Here we go. I'll make it easier for you. Because clearly I'm having trouble spelling.
The search for stories is on.
Oops. There you go. Okay. Perfect. So yes, there are so many. There's so many wonderful people. There we go. Darknet got it. Thank you. So I guess we should start with some of those ads. Twitch drives me nuts. I wonder if the bot can be bribed. About as able to be bribed as I am. It is indeed my bot. Okay, so in kind of a meme article, you could gift the sub a bot. There we go. They've gifted two. Thank you for the gifted sub to the bot. There you go. See, now the bot likes you now. You have purchased the bot's love. Like for a week, they kept giving me Tampax ads. Not that I mind, but I wonder what algorithm decided I was a target demographic for that. Was it on yeah, shout out to Dr. Heemdout. That was also Uh, it was the ads on Twitch. Go past tech, because like the ads on Twitch aren't targeted. The ads on Twitch aren't targeted. Not that I know. Not that I know of. I'm pretty sure that the ads on Twitch aren't. Yeah. That's why. All right, folks. Thank you for the gifted sub, Cheeto Dre. I'm sure the bot will appreciate it. Joe Biden's Venmo account discovered in less than 10 minutes. The Venmo accounts for Joe Biden and Dr. Joe Biden were removed on Friday after BuzzFeed News said it easily found the U.S. president on the payment app, a discovery it said raised national security questions. Yeah, no kidding. I think that damn, the positive 2 months. They should rarely watch. You rarely watch Twitch with your family. True. I guess the announcers are done. Well, no, it's just simply that there's no like targeted ads. That guy owes me 600. Yeah, Venmo him. Okay, can we Venmo? Wait, can we? In just in case. Hey, Madame Defarge, look at that, another wonderful streamer. In Roblox, can we Venmo Joe Biden for another stimmy check? I think the other proposed stimmy check was a little light, you know. I think we need to Venmo Joe Biden in Roblox for another stimmy. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's their go-to app. Oh, don't worry, we'll get to Matt Gaetz in a second too. Scam likely. Why am I getting a scam call at 9 o'clock in the morning? Alright, the website went looking for Biden's account after it was mentioned in a New York Times report on the White House conditions and working practices. Under the headline, Beneath Joe Biden's folksy demeanor, short fuse, and obsession with details, the Times reported lengthy policy debates, angry outbursts at advisors and officials, and plenty of time with the grandchildren. Yikes. Yikes. That's all I can say about that. Yikes. They may have been known to show their grandfather apps like TikTok. One advisor said that he sent the grandchildren money using Venmo. The Trump administration wrestled unsuccessfully with the popularity of TikTok, an app for sharing short videos, over its ownership by a Chinese company, ByteDance. Venmo, which is owned by PayPal, enables simple payments between contacts. Transactions are public by default. They can be made private, but contact lists remain visible. Biden's payment were private. BuzzFeed did not publish the names of his contacts. Republican reporters commonly scan Venmo for leads. A scandal engulfing the Republican Congress. Matt Gaetz, for example, has included reporting on payments to women allegedly for sex made by a former associate. Which, by the way, that quote-unquote former associate is pleading guilty. He changed his plea. He changed his plea to guilty. So, yeah, things are gonna get a little bit. Things are gonna get a little bit spicy for Matt Gaetz. It's like the walls are closing in on him. More and more info comes out, the more and more screwed this guy is. One recent Daily Beast headline read, Gaetz paid accused sex trafficker who then Venmoed teen. Gaetz denies all such accusations. BuzzFeed said it took less than 10 minutes to find Biden's account using only a combination of the app's built search to public friends feature. And the process said it found nearly a dozen of Biden's family members and mapped out a social web that encompasses not only the first family, but a wide network of people around them, including the president's children, grandchildren. I mean, okay, look, I get like reporting this stuff and all that, but like, isn't that a little bit creepy? Isn't that a tad bit creepy? Like, yeah, you know what we're gonna take time to do? Let's map out all of the president's like family members and like like what? At the very least, he cares about his family. True. Yeah, I mean, sure. Why would you take the time to make an entire social web to encompass, like, I mean, like, I would understand if you're like, you know, trying to report on the president or maybe the first family, but like, why? Like, that's kind of creepy. That's kind of creepy in my opinion. I don't get why you need to, like, go all the way to grandchildren. Like, what is that? Okay. I'm honestly surprised that that's not the first thing that happened when people found that he had a Venmo, to just start asking him for another stimmy. The White House did not immediately comment. By late Friday, BuzzFeed said the accounts for the president and first lady had been removed. Yeah, no kidding. Venmo spokesman said, the safety and privacy of all Venmo and their Venmo users and their information is always top priority, and we take this responsibility very seriously. Customers have always had the ability to make their transactions private and determine their own private settings in the app. We're consistently evolving and strengthening our privacy measures for all Venmo users to continue to provide a safe, secure place to send and spend money. Yeah. Sure. One of those is usually fairly public. Oh, oops. In a 2018 Guardian report, Christine Bannon, then of the Electronic Privacy Information Center, said Venmo is an unusual app because it combines social media with financial transactions. One of those is usually fairly public and one very private, so it's hard to gauge consumer expectation of privacy. Well, it depends on how you use the app, yeah? I wish there was some way for him to intercede when it comes to these red states cutting federal aid. Maybe use Venmo to... Yeah, just... Hey, Corn Pop, can we get an extra stimmy over here? Ginny Gebhardt, activism director for the Electronic Frontier Foundation, told BuzzFeed Venmo's privacy features are already a big problem for everyday folks who use Venmo, and that's been the case for years. Yeah, I don't use Venmo, and maybe I'm not going to anymore. I mean, like, I've got like PayPal at most. All of those problems are magnified when we're talking about a major public figure, like, you know, the President of the United States. Jesus. That's kind of a funny, a semi-funny meme. I guess this can also shift gears into this story. Naughty favors. Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy, if that's what you want to call them. Naughty favors. Matt Gaetz seeks to ridicule allegations he paid underage girl for sex. The embattled Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz has compared allegations of sexual misconduct involving a minor to earmarks, a congressional process by which spending measures beneficial to representatives' district are attached to legislation. Wait, what? Wait, what? Involving compared allegations of sexual misconduct involving a minor to earmarks. Wait, no, if you do these kind of things, these aren't earmarked for spending money. What are you talking about? I'm being falsely accused of exchanging money for naughty favors, he said. Speaking to Republicans in Ohio on Saturday, Gaetz also said he wanted to be Robin to Jim Jordan's Batman. Wait, what? Wait, what? Hey Wing, how's it going? If I would say Reindeer, start reading up on stuff. I think Idan Simpson was reading a very interesting book on his stream. I mean, I would just start trying to get as familiar with the situation as possible. But I will say this, clearly there's some human rights concerns. I am also critical of the Netanyahu government. And I think that and it's they have done some questionable things, I would say. And yeah, now they become too nationalistic. Yeah, I mean, like I said, just read up on it, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that. You're right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, have you seen some of the stuff that Netanyahu has said before? So yes, Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan. Hey, Olo. Jim Jordan is Batman, folks. Jim Jordan is Batman, and Gates wants to be Robin. I mean, like, this is like beyond, like, like the entire situation. The entire situation is just like, first of all, completely disgusting. I mean, like, we know that at least for sure these aren't allegations. These aren't allegations. The guy pled guilty, right? The associate of Gates, he pled guilty for doing the things that he pled guilty to do. So those aren't allegations, but the fact that he's like alleging that Matt Gaetz also participated in some of these things. I mean, like, what? How are you like wanting to be the Robin to Bat? Like, this is, first of all, this is all gross, and like you're trying to make light. You're trying to make light of the situation, bruh. Your buddy is pled guilty. Okay? Your buddy pled guilty, dude. And it seems like more and more that the walls are closing in on you. I mean, this is some seriously desperate, like, talk over here. Hey Ben, how's it going? Have you all followed Ben yet? You should. Yeah. The Creeper Crew. Wait. That is a very weird solution there, Rain. Anyways. Jordan is no high representative and a hard right leader in the House, like Gates, a vocal ally of Donald Trump. He's also dogged by a scandal over his alleged failure to act on sexual abuse by... Hey, you know what? Maybe... Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. I mean, if you're... wait. No. This makes sense. This all of a sudden makes sense because, you know, this dude was the, you know, original guy who also engaged in this behavior, or I guess you should say turned the other way. Or turned the other way when this behavior was happening. Yeah, it's like the creeper, the creeper crew of, like, sexual assault, right? Jim Jordan's like the Batman, and Gates, who, I mean, like, is that really what he wants to compare himself to? Because I mean, I guess in a Freudian slip way, it does make sense, now that I think about it. In a Freudian slip kind of way, it does make sense. Oh god. This is so gross. Gates is reportedly being investigated for alleged sex trafficking involving an underage woman. Wait. Can somebody explain to me the problem with this word? Involving an underaged woman. Can somebody like explain to me who wrote this? Who wrote this? ZJ, thank you for the 100 biddies. Yeah, they're called kids. Like, who wrote this? If I remember, the previous representatives have been less than yeah, I mean, that is an incredibly generous statement. That is an incredibly generous view of that. But, who, why? Bro, but how in the same article? How in the same article do you write like with your words? You took the time to write involving an underaged woman, and then in the same article you say the guy, his former associate was preparing to plead guilty to charges including for paying for sex with a 17-year-old girl. I mean, what it? I'm telling you. So because we're gonna have to... Okay, so we're gonna have to redact this a little bit. Gates is reported being investigated for alleged sex trafficking involving an underage girl. That's a kid. It's a girl. Other alleged payments for sex and drug use, possible influence, trading with representatives from the medical marijuana industry. Because he's a Florida representative, which makes sense because, well, Florida I think has a Florida is legal for medical marijuana. He denies all wrongdoing and said that he will not resign. Of course. But his outlook clouded on Friday when a former associate indicated that he would plead guilty in court in Florida on Monday to charges including paying for sex with a 17-year-old girl. Yeah, why couldn't you say that here? Like, what is this wording? Holy crap. Joel Greenberg, a former Seminole County tax collector, did not name other men in his plea agreement, but he is thought likely to help prosecutors investigating Gates. Yeah, so, like, it's... Remember, this guy, if I'm correct, this guy originally pleaded not guilty, okay? This guy originally pleaded not guilty. I think he changed his plea deal. So, they must have found something. Thank you for the follow for Catavia. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. It makes a match because she's an adult now, but a minor at the time. So yeah, you're right to call her a girl. Yeah, I mean, like it. Yeah, at the time, like if you want to specify that, then specify it. But like, how can you? It's very clear that they're talking about the incident that happened. So the incident was at the time a underage girl. I mean, like, because they clearly did it right here in the same article. In the same article, they acknowledge that. It's bizarre. I don't understand why they do this. So I think if this is correct, if he changed his plea to guilty, I think they found something and they're trying to get him to flip. And I think they offered him some type of like, hey, look, you're not going anywhere. And if you help us catch the other people, we will give you a lesser sentence because you're not getting out of this. So I'm thinking that he might have, I think he might spill the beans on some people, and some of those people in that group, maybe Mr. Gates. We shall see. Aldio coming in hot with the 12 biddies. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Also on Friday, Daily Beast cited two sources who said the website said Greenberg will identify as having been paid for sex, accompanied Gates to a cocaine-fueled party. After wait. Wasn't this the same guy? Wasn't this the same guy who was all about Hunter Biden's cocaine-fueled drug parties with women? Wasn't one of these guys Gates who was like complaining about that? Who, like, the only thing that they could ever come up with was the fact that, like, yeah, he had a substance abuse problem. And then here we are with the allegations with a woman coming forward saying that, yeah, this dude totally participated in a cocaine fueled party. I mean, like, yeah, exactly. It's the same thing as I always confuse them, but either Memmius or Memo for the Record said it's just gaslighting, obstruction, and projection. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, basically. It may be a frat. Yeah, he's like a frat dude, basically. Holy crap. Folks, we've got... Hold on. This is gonna take a little bit precedence, before, like, this disgusting creep. Nobody, like... It's important to point out and stuff like that, but, but this kind of takes precedent. The Supreme Court here agrees to hear Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health, a challenge to the Mississippi 15-week abortion ban. This may well mark the beginning of the end for Roe v. Wade. Now, hold on. Okay. So as of the couple of challenges that have happened, none of them have gotten through, right? None of them have gotten through to the Supreme Court. What makes this unprecedented is this is the first one out of all the, volleys of anti-abortion laws that have been consistently been tried to enact in a lot of these Republican states. This is the first one that's actually made it to the Supreme Court. Hey, Spread It Forward, how's it going? This is the first one that has actually made it to the Supreme Court. Which is concerning, to say the least. Let's take a look. This is breaking. Monday, May 17th, certiorari summary deposition. The petition for a writ of certiorari is granted. The judgment is vacated. The case is remanded to the United States the United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, with instructions to dismiss this case as moot. Howdy, folks. Howdy. Hey, Bread Place, how's it going? Dang, Okay, hold on, folks. I'm just trying to... It'll go through some context? Okay. We'll take a look here. Okay. Cool. Everybody go follow Bread, please. Okay, so let's take the, let's take the Twitter thread. Unfortunately, I'm not skilled in legalese to understand what this means. Okay. There is no split in the lower courts over a state's ability. Wait, there's no split in the lower courts over a state's ability to ban abortion at 15 weeks or earlier. Even conservative judges recognize that Roe and Casey prohibit total bans on abortion before viability. It seems likely that the Supreme Court took this case to change the rule. Well, we don't know. But it is also clear what the intentions of all of these rules have been this entire time. The reason why they continuously make these rules and try to shape them as strict as possible, or try to do a new rule where it's maybe not like this, and then they shave a little bit, but they keep chipping away at effectively Roe versus Wade, right? Little by little. If they get this win, if they get this win, we are that's going to be very, very bad. Because that means that they can take another huge swing, and sure enough, death by 1,000 cuts. They'll take Roe versus Wade down. And in this case, maybe not by 1,000 cuts, but if this decision goes through and the Supreme Court decides that this is fine, then it's open season, folks. It's open season. They'll easily be able to implement even harsher rules, and a couple of cases later, no more Roe versus Wade. Why would there need to be a Roe versus Wade when they chipped away at all the other protections that they had? This is seriously concerning. The Supreme Court has sat on Dobbs since December of 2020. There was clearly a battle behind the scenes between justices over the decision to take this case. It is an extraordinarily ominous sign for reproductive rights that anti-abortion factions apparently won out. So is this meaning all the times that they've like deferred or stopped this? Thank you for providing this, Cheeto. Because there's no split in the lower courts, the only plausible reason for the Supreme Court to take this case is to overturn the rule set in Roe and Casey that states may not enact a total ban on abortions at any point before viability, which Mississippi wants to do. Wait. So... Wait. So... Okay, so I see what this is trying to do. The idea is that if the states get the green light to do what they want in terms of like abortion rules, in other words, they get to decide whether or not they want to do, whether or not they want to legalize abortion. That's going to green light for all of these states to just straight up ban it. If the states get their choice, that will enact and enable all of these states to just completely start destroying Roe versus Wade on their own. Oh man. So needless to say, this is incredibly concerning. But yeah, sure, you know. Folks, I mean, if there was any time to make the case or like the understanding of getting as involved as possible with politics. If there's ever a time to get involved and to make a case for being as involved as possible in politics, and that means participating in local, state, and federal elections, I mean, does this not make the clearest case as to why one of the cases as to why elections have consequences? Folks, if this goes through, we're looking at some dark times in terms of like how we view, or how we're looking at some dark times for women's rights. Yeah? This is inconceivable. If the Supreme Court authorizes Mississippi's 15-week ban, it will have to overturn the central holdings of Roe and Casey, and by doing so, the court may effectively greenlight total bans on abortion. Reproductive rights advocates have been dreading this day for a very long time. You know, there was videos of me as we approached the end of 2020, as we were getting close to elections, and as the Trump administration, Donald Trump himself, was saying, the most important thing that you can do right now to Mitch McConnell is screw the elections. Get this justice on the court. Get this justice on the court. Is to get this justice on the court, no matter what. And sure enough, I mean, we got a Supreme Court justice confirmed in wild record time. Refresh the page. Ooh, okay. Is it towards the bottom? Ah, here we are. I had expected a conservative justice to put off blockbuster cases until after the midterm elections to deprive Democrats of ammunition for court reform, but nope. The SCOTUS is poised to create a constitutional right to conceal and carry over and overturn Roe by June of 2022. Sorry. I mean, this is a constitutional right to conceal, carry is whatever, but this has women's rights on the line here. This has women's rights on the line here. "33 seconds ago? Let me refresh. Go back to the thread. I had also expected conservative justices to erode Roe and Casey before returning them outright, authorize laws that shutter clinics under a bogus pretext, which we've seen happen anyways. I don't know, like, this is not new. Oh, your clinic has a space that is 33 inches wider in your hallways, when actually the new rules that were just implemented 2 days ago indicate that clearly you need 35-inch hallways. Therefore, you need to shut down. Yeah, we've seen those stories before. I'm not accurately describing situations, but I'm saying that there have been cases like that. Okay, it's similar in logic. authorized laws that shutter clinics under a bogus pretext, greenlight bans on abortions due to fetal disability, etc. But again, nope, they seem ready to end Roe head on. I mean, it's quite possible that this is what we're looking at here. Maybe I'm wrong about Death of a Thousand Cuts. Maybe it's just like straight up, this is it. One big hit to it, and that's it. I mean, like, effectively, if the states can do whatever they want, if the states can do whatever they want in terms of, like, abortion, they're just gonna ban it outright. So, yeah, this is, I mean, there's nothing more to say, if they end up doing this. I mean, this is incredibly concerning. And, yeah, folks, if this happens, elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. Why is Scott Baio trending? Why is Scott Baio trending? Hey Lasso, how's it going? I mean, I was thinking about hitting, like, heavier topics, but geez. I didn't want to add this one to the list too, but this is important to cover. I mean, what can you really do at this point if the Supreme Court decides that abortions are completely fine? They're up to the states to decide, and the states slowly start just outright banning abortions. I mean, I guess at this point it's to pay attention to your local and get very familiar with your state representatives. Organize to spread the word, and get very familiar with your state representatives, state legislators and state senators. If there's any time to start getting very familiar with who these people are. Now's the time to start organizing. Not when it happens. Not when this judgment is made. Not when this judgment is made. I will repost this thread in the I'll repost this thread in chat so yeah, you guys can take a look at it here. Alright, so just to divert our attention, but yes, so basically we have Gates over here. Continuously trying to deny things that are more and more likely that he did. Allegedly. A public relations firm hired by Gates told the Beast he would not comment, but the privacy of women living private lives should be protected. Wait. Okay, dude. Sure. Whatever you say. Republican House leaders have not taken any action against Gates. On Saturday, the congressman spoke at the Ohio Political Summit, a Republican event in suburban Cleveland. I'm being falsely accused of exchanging money for naughty favors. Yeah, naughty favors. Okay. Yet Congress has reinstituted a process that legalizes the corrupt act of exchanging money for favors through earmarks, and everybody knows that that's the corruption. Oof. That sounds like a lot of, like, whataboutism. I mean, if you didn't do any of these things... Okay. Earmarks have been absent from Congress for a decade, but both parties now support their use. Some observers say earmarks promote bipartisan cooperation. Gates also took a shot at another Ohio Republican Congressman, Anthony Gonzalez. It is likely that Anthony Gonzalez's congressional career might mirror the Anthony Gonzalez NFL career. A whole lot of hype first round. Okay, I don't understand. Ending child exploitation remains one of my top policy initiatives in Congress, Gonzalez tweeted. Anyone engaged in these heinous acts needs to be held accountable and taken off the streets. Oof. True. At the event in Ohio, Gates received a standing ovation. Yeah, cool. Nice meme, dude. Nice meme. They applaud this. They have a standing ovation for this. Cool. A standing ovation. Nice. Nice, dude. Cool. Right, that's that. Yeah. If you wanna play the Q card, that's how it's gonna be, right? Like, well, actually, he's actually undercover, and he's trying to discover the real traffickers, which are, of course, the Demon Rat Party. Like, okay, I'm sure that narrative is gonna spread too. I mean, this one just gets me. This one just gets me here. Well, others like him. That's who. Others like him who totally didn't do the thing. Right? Who totally didn't do the thing, but is also wanting to be the Robin to the Batman of the guy who failed or turned a blind eye to the thing that Robin over here is being accused of. I mean, you literally can't make this up. This is like some type of Freudian slip over here. I mean, you can't make this up. Yeah, allegedly. Super naughty. You know, not criminal or anything like that. What a gross human being. I mean, I guess it's only natural that you would want to be, I mean, like, it makes sense. Gross human being wanting to be the Robin to another gross human being's Batman. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, so we kind of talked about this on Saturday, but I want to reiterate. This. So I'm sure all of you know already that the latest CDC guidelines are that, and you know, on the surface, it makes perfect scientific sense if you're completely vaccinated. If you're completely vaccinated and you're hanging out with completely vaccinated people, you don't need masks, right? However, unfortunately, we live in America where misinformation and anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers are going to exploit this. And sure enough, And sure enough, here, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up. It's hard to like scroll through the amount of like nonsense this person tweets. But can you smoke a blunt that is a mask? No. I'm going to start my own. Yeah, so no one needs a mask now. Basically, is my point, right? And this is not the first person to make this statement. I'm just picking on her because she has a large audience. Experts are warning about the unintended consequences of CDC mask guidance. Yeah, unintended consequences? No kidding. Yeah, I know, it's the same one over and over again. It's unoriginal. Anyways. Communities across the US ushered in a quick return to normalcy over the weekend as the country responded to the latest mask guidance from the CDC. The agency said on Thursday, fully vaccinated Americans don't need to wear masks or social distance indoors or indoors or outdoors with some exceptions, triggering announcements nationwide from state leaders and businesses who lifted their mask requirements for people who have gotten their COVID-19 shots. But with a big part of the country still unvaccinated, some experts say the move came too fast and resulted in many more Americans now shedding their masks than the CDC recommended. Yeah. Yeah. I know that the science behind the decision is sound. Obviously, if you're all fully vaccinated, you can hang out with each other. The problem is, I would have waited until more people got vaccinated before lifting these, recommendations. Because people like this, right? Because of people like this. Because of people like this. I think the CDC meant to say something really good, which is these vaccines are really protective. Emergency physician and CNN medical analyst Dr. Leanna Wen told on CNN the thing is, though, there were unintended consequences of their actions. Yeah, I mean, like, I get it. And it does, or it should, to any logical and reasonable person, tell you, like, okay, you should go get your vaccine because, well, the faster we all do this, the more we can all hang out with each other and so on and so forth. And now, like, yeah, they were so careful at the beginning with what they said and poo-pooing vitamins and shit, turning so many people off, and now they're just being stupid. Yeah, this was a mistake. I think this was premature. The American public at large can't be trusted to follow the honor system. I mean, like, with people like this, I mean, we've seen governors and mayors and business owners drop mask mandates, and as a result, we've now made life much less safe for people who are unvaccinated or who are immunocompromised individuals and young children who cannot yet be vaccinated. Emergency physician Dr. Megan Ranney also expressed concern over the weekend about the Americans who have gotten shot because of challenges with access and how they may be affected by local leaders and business leaders lifting mask requirements. I would urge businesses to keep those mask mandates in place as long as possible in their business to protect their workers. It's particularly an equity issue. We know that black and brown folks across the US are most without frontline employees with public-facing jobs, and also those who have the hardest time accessing the vaccine. More than 40% of the population has gotten at least one vaccine dose, and more than 37% is fully vaccinated. I would like to point out that 37% is nowhere near. We are nowhere near. We are nowhere near herd immunity, okay? I don't understand what, like, why they couldn't see this coming. I don't understand why they couldn't see this coming. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky told CNN on Sunday that the agency's new guidelines don't mean that every American who's vaccinated should take their mask off. For example, Walensky said immunocompromised people and others at high risk should consult with their physicians before deciding to stop wearing masks. Okay, but like, you understand that when you're speaking to the general public, you have to make it so that, good lord. This is like public relations 101. I understand that the science behind it is sound. But like, when you're speaking to the public, knowing that there's only 37% of people who have actually their entire, like, full doses. Okay. Not everybody has to rip off their mask because our guidance changed. If you're concerned, please do consult your physician before you take off your mask. Walensky also said there's different communities across the US have different vaccination rates and different COVID case rates, and people should take that into account when deciding to whether or mask off. No, that's not how that works. You are the governmental agency. You're literally the CDC. Your job, your title is the Center of Disease Control for the country. Your job, supposedly, is to take into the account of public health. Basically, what you're doing is shuffling the responsibility to us. That's what you're doing. You're shuffling off the responsibility to us. We can't have a global view on this thing. Yeah, exactly. And not only that, like, you're shoving the responsibility onto us. Another state or someone from a different country visit, and boom, yeah, like this is how we get new variants. Okay, this is exactly how we get new variants, and this is how we prolong the situation. I get the science behind it, and I'm not disputing that, nor am I disputing the fact that you can hang out with people who are fully vaccinated. You don't need a mask, okay? We know that. But I think that from a public perspective, and in an attempt to seriously deal with this, I think this was premature. We only have fully vaccinated people. 37% are fully vaccinated. That is long and away from what's over 78%. What was the herd immunity? Over 75% or something like that. The point being is 37% to over 75% is far away. Okay, we're not there yet. To be publicly saying these kind of things, right? This is unbelievably irresponsible. She added that the CDC is asking businesses to make sure they help their employees get their vaccine, help their employees get vaccinated so that they are safe. Over the weekend, yeah, they're asking businesses to make sure. Hey Jesse, how's it going? Like, this is woefully okay. Yeah, exactly. It's like telling a toddler touching a stove is perfectly fine in most cases because it's usually off. However, you shouldn't touch it when you see the on indicator, and the reason why you see that is you should be able to read, as a toddler, the on indicator that definitely tells you whether or not it's hot or not. Or sometimes the stove will have a light where it says it's heat, where it's not on, but it could still be hot. Like, oh, I mean, yes, that's true, but especially when you have toddlers like this. Over the weekend, the agency also said schools should continue masking and using other COVID prevention strategies for at least the rest of the school year. Those strategies will be needed because students, the ones who are authorized to receive a shot, won't be fully vaccinated by the end of the academic year. The FDA expanded the emergency authorization for Pfizer's vaccine to include people 12 to 15. Children under the age of 12 are not yet eligible to receive a COVID vaccine in the US. Children who are not vaccinated against the virus will still need to wear masks in the classroom. Yeah, I mean, sure, but like, I mean, yes, but I don't know how to say this, but I don't know how to tell you guys this, but kids, young kids like that, has anybody really known a kid to be 100% obedient and hygienic? I mean, like, everybody sees the problems with this, right? I mean, yeah, sure, okay, great, awesome, everybody wears this mask, cool, awesome, sweet, and then little Timmy comes back with like his, little Timmy leaves school with his Spider-Man mask and then comes back with a Batman mask on, and you're like, wait a minute. Oh yeah. Timmy, Brian had the Batman mask, and I actually like the Batman mask, so we just traded masks. Yeah, that's cool. We just traded masks. What? Did he fell down the well? Good catch. No, it's even worse. He traded masks with little Brian. I mean, does anybody see the problems? How this could be horribly wrong? How this could go horribly wrong? Why would you trade a Spider-Man mask away? The CDC got messaging wrong. Experts say there's a key part missing that could have helped make this guidance more clear for Americans and not let some communities to rely on the honor system. The CDC has gotten the science right. Oh hey, wow, cool, exactly what I said. The CDC has gotten the science right, but they've gotten the messaging wrong. Said Dr. Jonathan Rayner, professor of medicine and surgery at George Washington University. While those fully vaccinated are basically immune to the virus, Rayner said the question is, how do communities keep others protected, like children who aren't able to get the vaccine yet, or immunocompromised Americans who may still be at risk? The way you protect them ideally would be to know who's vaccinated and not vaccinated, and the unvaccinated folks would still be required to wear a mask. And this is where politics comes in. If we had a simple electronic system from the beginning, basically you would have a pass on your phone that turns green after you've been vaccinated. Businesses and venues all over the country would be able to say, good news, you have a green pass. If you have a green pass, you don't need to wear a mask. We don't have that, so how do we go forward? The guidance issue last week, I mean, you don't even have to do that, okay? You don't even have to do that. This sounds like too many steps, okay? Too many steps, people won't care. Just simply keep the mask mandate or guidance or regulation on until we reach herd immunity. I mean, it's... why? The guidance issued last week, Walensky said, was the first step to help local and state leaders make their own recommendations going forward. The agency is asking people to take their health into their own hands, get vaccinated so they don't continue to be at risk. Yeah, you're shifting you're shifting the responsibility to the people, right? You are the CDC. You need to be doing this. Wait, what? Okay. Considering that people like this are enough of a population, I mean, they're not the majority, but they're enough of a population to make herd immunity an issue. Why? For the unvaccinated, our policy has not changed yet. We're going to get to a place in this pandemic where vaccinated people are going to be able to take off their mask. We're lucky to be there with the science that we have now. We're lucky to be there with the science that we have, and now have to take this foundational step that is completely based in science and understand what it means as we open the entire country. Yes. Yes. I mean, nobody's disputing that. Nobody's disputing that. That the science is sound behind the decision. The problem is, we have people who don't believe in science. Send it to me or post it on the Discord, Calamarks. One time I was at grocery shopping, I saw these kids arguing they were the fastest in the world, like just like Sonic, and their mom came over and said, "Stop it! Everyone knows the Flash is the fastest in the world." True. Wait, no, mom's correct. Mom's correct. Flash is the fastest. Character in the world. Like, in any world, period. Flash can turn back time. Flash can literally, almost borderline do anything. I mean, he can go back in time, he can go forward in time. His powers are, well, even in some of the comics, like, his powers are unbelievably, like, overpowering. Since she was super old too and she wasn't having it from those kids. True! I'm like, listen here. Okay? Let me tell you about Flash, alright? Let me tell you why Sonic ain't nothing compared to the Flash, alright? Flash can bend reality as it exists, okay? Flash can literally bend and alter, essentially, reality. Okay? He can create new timelines, different timelines. So yes, the Flash is incredibly overpowered. Yeah, we're lucky to be there with the science that we have, and now we take this foundational step that is completely based in science. Yes, I know it's based in science. We're not disputing that. It's like the messaging and the fact that, I mean, the CDC should be in tune with the people and how there's significant portions of people who are spreading anti-vax propaganda. They're spreading misinformation, and the CDC needs to take that into consideration, and instead they just shove the responsibility to us, and people like this then take advantage of that, right? Don't embarrass mommy and daddy at the store. Get your facts right. Right. Reasonable people, right? Okay. So in slightly good news, Minnesota House votes to legalize marijuana. The Minnesota House voted on Thursday, largely along party lines, to legalize marijuana. The Star Tribune reported that the House passed legislation to legalize marijuana 72 to 61, with almost all Democrats and 6 Republicans voting to legalize the substance. The bill would allow an adult to have 2 ounces of cannabis in public area and 10 pounds in their home. Jesus. Nice. 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 The bill would allow for low-level marijuana convictions to be automatically expunged and put others under review by a special board and create a legal marketplace for others to sell marijuana. Wow. Nice. Cool. It almost like as more and more states push to this, you know, push this type of legalization, it should be done at the federal level. I mean, it's just like more and more states are doing this. We just have a national conversation about this and just like decriminalize and legalize these drugs. I mean, like, come on. And I really like this one. Low-level marijuana convictions are automatically expunged, and others by review. So yeah, just do that. I think this is yet another piece to just another step forward to end the drug war, right? You okay, holy moly? Are you okay? They're trying to outdo each other? Yeah. Yeah, so links, I've eliminated links. If you want to send that over, direct message, post it on the Discord. Yeah, this is an important step to, well, at least another important step to ending the drug war and kind of making this a better place, right? There's no real good need to be having these type of drugs as crimes, right? Like, all of these things are completely detrimental, and I think that if we just eliminate or decriminalize and legalize these drugs, we'd be in a better spot. I think this could cause more benefits. The legislation would provide safety requirements and take the revenue generated from the industry and put it towards prevention of substance abuse among minors and drug abuse treatment programs. Nice. Governor Tim Walz would say he would sign the measure, but the bill still needs to pass the Republican-led Senate, which, if you live in Minnesota, I highly encourage you guys to check who your local state senator is and urge them to pass this legislation. Any verbiage on homegrown or equity for POC? I mean, like, no, but by definition, this disproportionately benefits POC. Like, by definition, we like it already. Like, just the simple act of doing this already benefits POC. The New York's policy seems like the gold standard. What is New York's policy? According to the Tribune, the heated debate over the issue lasted 5 hours before the vote on the bill. The bill is a long time coming. Minnesota House Majority Leader Ryan Winkler said Minnesotans have decided it's time to legalize cannabis and right the wrongs of criminal prohibition that's failed criminal prohibition of marijuana that has failed Minnesotans and failed Minnesota. It starts with marijuana and goes on to other things. Oh yeah, this is the slippery slope meme. This is not a joke, this is serious. Yeah, good thing that part of this legislation will go towards prevention of substance abuse and drug abuse programs. Like, it's not like they're not addressing that. What are you talking about? Got you. Yeah, it starts with marijuana and goes on to other things. Yeah, I see, holy moly. Proper Copper, thank you for the follow. I'm not disputing the possibility that there are underreported deaths. Holy moly. I mean, I'm not gonna dispute that. We've had multiple instances where certain state governments have large numbers in terms of COVID. We saw it happen in Florida. We saw it happen in New York. I mean, so it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that we don't have the exact death toll, and it could be worse. Who knows? I'm not going to dispute that. First of all, it's scientifically disproven. Yeah, it's a slippery slope fallacy. And second of all, learn a little bit of self-accountability. That was the quote at the end of the article. Yeah. Like, I understand, but this is a case of, like, and this is not to how do I say this? It's not to make light of this guy's son dying from an overdose, but it's not, and I get why he feels that way, but it's not based on, like, data, right? And I get why he feels that way, and I understand that, you know, I would probably be biased too if I had a son die, but I wouldn't attack necessarily. I wouldn't attack necessarily the substance itself. I would attack how we got there, right? And I think that if you're interested in solving, you know, overdoses and stuff like that, first get familiar with the data to seriously get the root of what it is, and pour money into substance prevention of substance abuse and drug abuse treatments programs. Yeah, I mean, yes, but I think that his unfortunate, you know, the sad fact that his son died from an overdose may have skewed his view, right? Right. Alright, folks, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna get into it, alright? I'm gonna take a quick break and a second to show for myself, folks. If you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you head on over to the YouTubes, do all the YouTubes, like the stream, share, follow, share, subscribe, like, all of that awesome stuff. You guys are what makes this happen. I appreciate all of your support, and it's all you guys, and I can't thank you enough for all of you guys being here. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you spread the word far and wide that this is the chillest place to be for news and politics, and share it with anyone and everyone. We're here Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, doing news and politics. Saturday, we do Saturday Catterdays about noon Eastern Time. That one's a bit of a miscellaneous. Sometimes we'll play video games. Sometimes we'll do a couple of articles. Sometimes we'll have a bit of an IRL. Last Saturday Catterday, I think we had and of course there is a promise. The promise of Saturday Catterday is that there always will be a kitty cat in some way, shape, or form, or multiple kitty cats depending, hanging out with us on stream. And last Saturday, our co-host Bree was building her glass studio out of or building shelves out of her used wood. There may be societal pressures to enhance drug usage trends or culture, but marijuana is not some type of drugs that bring you back craving stronger and stronger highs like physically dependent drugs like opiates. Yeah, because there's some chemical stuff going on there, like opiates and amphetamines. Yeah, there's some chemical like stuff that goes on there where that drug actually replaces your your dopamine receptors. It does something like physical there. The policy does a lot of things. It includes a goal to reward all 50% of drug use licenses to social and economic equity applicants. Experts predict that the priority could be given for micro businesses and delivery licenses. Would 40% of tax revenues generated by adult use would be funneled into communities disadvantaged by the war on drugs, and automatic expungement as well. There you go. Cool. I mean, like, doing a blanket just decriminalization, and legalization, just like, I mean, automatically disproportionately benefits POC and minorities. I mean, just like an automatic. So I think that, yeah, we should be pushing for this. Yeah, maybe societal pressures to enhance drug use. Yeah, exactly. So this is not the same as marijuana, right? So yeah, we should. The facts don't bear out. This is just an unfortunate bias based on an unfortunate situation. Six plants at home, I think. Nice. I mean, I've got like a semi-green thumb. I hope it happens. I've got a semi-green thumb, okay? It's not like completely green. It's like green like halfway, okay? I'm semi-decent at growing stuff. Who knows, maybe if it becomes legal across the board, I would like to grow one. Alright folks, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna get into it. You gotta get that thumb checked out. True. I will be right back, and as always guys, thank you for all the support. I appreciate all of you. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, so we've got a few things to go through. I think this one, I forget who posted this one here, on the Discord. In Canada, you're allowed 4 plants per person per household. Huh. Like if cannabis were legal there, would be less need to go for other drugs. I mean, even drinking numbers go down potentially. Yeah, to a degree, that's very true. Okay. Streamers aren't therapists, but some therapists are streamers. It's no longer unusual to see your therapist over a computer screen. Over the last year, more therapists have switched to remote counseling with their patients about ongoing COVID pandemic. But what if your therapist was streaming on Twitch? Though it's known as mostly a video game streaming space, Twitch has evolved over the years. Video games are still central to business, but the platform also attracts people creating art, music, and just chatting with friends. That usage has increased during the pandemic, with people turning to the computer screen for connections. Twitch streamers curate and cultivate their own communities, and mental health often comes up in these spaces. From that, a new genre has emerged: mental health streams. This is so. Just to so before we even get anywhere, content warning, I should say. I mean, although you guys are I'm sure most of you guys already know what happened. But I will go into it. CW, content warning, all that, disclaimer. The reason why I bring this up, and the reason why I, oh? Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Okay, we're back. Alright, folks. Yeah, it seemed like a blip in the Wi-Fi. We good. Okay. Alright, so yes, the reason why I bring this up, and again, CW, content warning, all of that. There's a weird internet skip, but it's all good. Yeah, that was on my end. So just before we get into it, CW, content warning, so on and so forth. From that, a new genre has emerged, mental health streams. And for those of you that don't know, I'm sure, I think a lot of people probably know by now. Yesterday, about yesterday morning, if you guys don't know, on the Dylan Burns Discord, and I'm sure he probably posted this along in the rest of his social media, but if you don't know, he posted this message that he's currently on the hospital for suicide watch as after an attempt on his own life on Saturday morning. Recent life events became too much to bear, and I sought a way out. I'm being attended to by experts, and I am accepting help, and I hope to be home as soon as possible. Okay? Needless to say, that it was rough. And I mean, like, I consider, I hang out in Dylan Burns' stream from time to time, and I think that he's a good kid. He's a good, he has a good heart for a young person. I think he's not even 20, right? He's like 20, maybe 19. I forget how young he is. And to see that is harsh, I'm not gonna lie. So I think that this is a good a good transition to understand, like, mental health is incredibly important. And if you feel, especially during these times, like something's not right, don't attempt to power through it, you know? Don't attempt to power through these things. I would recommend, if you feel and only you know this, speak to somebody that's a professional, right? Don't necessarily depend on online. Speak to somebody who's a professional, right? Rely on your support system, friends, family, or make and strengthen your support systems with friends and family if you don't have one. I mean, I hope he's well. Me too. Again, I mean, I personally don't know him. I just watch his streams occasionally from time to time. But nonetheless, I am in his Discord, and I did see that message, and it was directed at everybody in the announcement section. It's important that people understand the severity of mental health, and that if you do feel like something is off and it just gets worse and worse and worse, don't be afraid to get help, right? Don't be afraid to get help. like Dylan, right? He is getting help. He is seeking help, and he is accepting help. So I hope that he is okay, and that he comes back stronger. Hey Heat, how's it going? It's just Monday, you know. Yeah. I know 2 mindfulness streamers. Yeah, I'm sure there are streamers who are mental health professionals or who bring that expertise to the table. But I'm just saying, like, if you're in this situation, please accept help. And just generally speaking, as a good rule, try to build and maintain a good a good safety net, right? Make sure you have a good safety net. Friends, family, people who you know and are very connected to in IRL. Even though you may, even though it's been tough during these times to not actually see people in person, I can count the times in my hand, the amount of times I've seen face-to-face a friend, right? I can count the number of times in over a year, the number of times I've seen a friend face-to-face. I usually attempt to keep up with my closest friends through group chats, specified group text chats, and in some cases we'll play video games together online, which is fine for me, because I mean I'm a homebody. I don't like to go out. I don't like to go out anyways, but I do maintain a security system. Effectively it is, right? These are people that I know in IRL. These are people that I talk to. These are people that are around me in a way. And I think that it's kind of important, right? Thank you, Cheeto Ray. Yes, get help now and help out later. Right, exactly. Yes. And I think it's incredibly important to have this. Friends and family are the support structure, the stability. No, I see it, Alio, don't worry, I saw it. We won't end the stream without it. Don't worry, I see it. It's been super hard to keep up with people. Yeah, it is. That's why it's incredibly important now than ever. Even though with less commute. Without a commute, you'd seem to have less time for yourself. Yeah, I know, it's funny how that works, right? It's funny how that works. But nonetheless, I think it's important to have this support structure and have a handful of people and build that network, right? Friends, family, that's what I recommend. And if you do feel like you're slipping, because especially with these times, please don't be afraid to get help. Don't be afraid to accept help. It's okay, What's the saying? It's okay. It's okay to not be okay, right? That's right, Cheeto Ray. These are fantastic. These are fantastic resources. Chat, please note that. Yeah. Yeah, and here we are having a discussion, but discussions about mental health happen all around Twitch, including in spaces where streamers may not be ready or equipped to handle it. But some streamers choose to operate in the mental health tag, denoting their streams are spaces where it's okay to talk about these things. Twitch isn't a clinical space. There are no rules for what is and isn't a health stream. mental health stream. Anyone can use a tag, and people's definitions of what counts as a mental health stream varies. There's a lot of ASMR channels that use a mental health tag, which aren't really relevant. Yeah, that's true. I created a Friday night movie night that I've been very consistent with my friends, that has helped in video chat with my family every weekend, but it's just completely different feeling. Yeah, 100%. But like, the point is, you're trying to and maintain, or attempting to maintain, these type of connections, right? Regardless. Hey, Choco, how's it going? Anyone can DM me anytime. Yeah, exactly. That's so nice of you. Donald Trump is literally irrelevant. Yeah, maybe eventually make a difficult bot command for these resources. This is great. I'm gonna make sure I do that. Copy. Yeah, I'll make a note to make that, actually. Hold on. Yeah, like, listen, bro. We're trying to have, like, a serious conversation. Alright? Get out of here. Chat commands? Custom commands. Health. Yeah, I know. Alright, I'm literally just doing a copy pasta from what you posted, Cheeto. Alright. Yeah, I mean, like, listen. Sometimes I have, like, a tiny bit of patience. Sometimes I have, sometimes I try to suss out. Sometimes I just want to, you know, if I see that it's someone, like this that's coming in here, just to troll, I can have a little fun. Little dunking here and there, especially if I know that they're not here to have a conversation. But sometimes, sometimes it's not even worth it. Sometimes it's just like, you know what? Look, we're trying to have a serious conversation, okay? Here. Hopefully I think I did it right. Mental health? Okay. I just applied to a company that I was let go from 8 years ago. Wish me luck. Good luck. Good luck. I hope it works out. You know. Meanwhile, Twitch has some actual mental health professionals, like licensed therapists and psychologists, who stream on the platform. Yeah, I mean, like, this is true, but, you know, considering that we're on the Twitch sphere, considering that we're on the Twitch sphere, I want to also be very careful You know, like, even though there are some real professionals, just reach out to and get the help. You know, that it's okay to not be okay and get the help that you need. I did make a exclamation mark mental health using Cheetor Ray's resources, so please feel free to take a second please feel free to look at that, right? And I wish Dylan Burns the best. And I think it's a very serious topic, and I hope people understand just how serious it can be. I mean, I literally just saw a Dylan Burns stream where he was like having fun, was doing an awesome panel, was just, you know, making jokes, doing all this other stuff, okay? Don't be afraid to get help, is the TLDR of what I'm trying to say. Okay, so a little bit of molding to come. I guess I'll preface this with this. ExxonMobil found the real reason for the climate crisis. It's you! That's right. ExxonMobil is known for pumping cars full of gas. Well, yeah, I mean, they're an oil company. But according to a new study, it may have also pumped our language full of BS. True. I mean, this is it's not exactly unheard of. Using machine learning, researchers at Harvard University scrutinized 50 years worth of oil giants' memos, studies, and advertising to spot hidden patterns in how the company talked about the climate crisis in public and in private. The evidence suggests that ExxonMobil used subtle rhetoric to shift the blame for climate change on fossil fuels to individuals, and this kind of discursive grooming may have shaped the way scholars, policymakers, and the public discusses the problem today. What they've done is skewed the conversation to make it much more about you and me than about them. Then the study's co-authors, Jeffrey Supran, a Harvard research study studying the history of fossil fuel companies and the climate, and a member of the GRIST 50 last year. And that is very problematic and misleading. In the new study, Supran and Naomi Oreskes, a professor of history at Harvard, used computational linguistics to help reveal a pattern in language that might otherwise go unnoticed. They use algorithms to process the rhetoric in 180 company documents, including publicly available internal memos, peer-reviewed academic studies written by ExxonMobil scientists, and paid advertorials published in the New York Times op-ed pages. What Supran called the treasure trove of information. They found that in company communications and academic papers, ExxonMobil often uses phrases like fossil fuel and recognized the majority role their products play in heating up the globe, but its public communications focus on consumers' demand, energy efficiency, implicitly pointing the finger elsewhere. They're basically biased towards what we call individualistic framing of not only who is responsible for causing the climate change, but who is responsible for solving it. Yeah, it's kind of like how we were lied to. We were lied to by companies in terms of like the whole recycling thing, where instead of having the framework, the mindset of shifting from the producers of these plastics that have been found to be toxic and polluting our environment, to us recycling it's our job to recycle. It's our job to recycle, and then lie about the recycling rates anyways. But yeah, there was a huge, very, very, very well documented campaign, like astroturfing campaign, about how it's our duty to solve this issue. It's our duty to do the recycling, and that's what's going to solve the planet. That's what's going to save the planet. I agree. There is definitely yes, Karl Marx. It all adds up to what the study calls a fossil fuel savior frame, which depicts oil companies as innocent, trustworthy innovators simply giving the people what they demand. Other oil giants have tapped into this narrative. In November, Shell put out a poll on Twitter asking, what are you willing to change to help reduce emissions? Meanwhile, BP has been touting carbon footprint calculators for more than 15 years. Well, yeah. To be sure, individuals, especially rich jet setters, do bear some responsibility of global warming. As Kimberly Nicholas, a sustainability scientist